This is Captain Chaudhary. Today I am going to speak basically about the investigation and inquiry which was under previous Merchant Shipping Act considered under preliminary inquiry, formal investigation in India, and in foreign countries it was Marine Board generally. Now in the new Merchant Shipping Act they don't talk about Marine Board. So before I do that, I would like to uh, share a question. The question is what kind of safety and security compliance should be done by the master of the ship or a ship owner or a port facility. Section 129 of Merchant Shipping Act says that every master, ship owner and port facility must comply with the requirement which are given by central government in respect of the safety and security. So it becomes individual responsibility of all these people, master, ship owner and the port facility. Part 11 is investigation and inquiries on marine casualty. Section 231, section 1, subsection 1 is what describes what is marine casualty. Earlier, marine casualty in the previous Merchant Shipping Act was limited to about 5 sub-paragraphs, out of which the first 3 sub-paragraphs they were about any ship on or near Indian coast. That means Indian ship or a foreign ship. When there is marine casualty on or near Indian coast, it was covered under shipping casualty. The term used there was shipping casualty. Now they have modified it, they have changed it to marine casualty. Now the marine casualty which is stated here now is more or less in line with the Casualty Investigation Code marine casualty which is defined in Casualty Investigation Code. So now we are required to conduct the investigation as per SOLAS, as per several other major conventions. MARPOL also, MARPOL Article 8 and 12, they talk about investigation and inquiry, and several other major conventions they talk about the investigation must be conducted in respect of the subject generally covered by that convention. For example, UNCLOS also talks about conducting the investigation by an administration. Now, it says that the casualties are the result of event or sequence of events. In the following situation, they have given some 7 or 8 situations which can be considered as marine casualties, but they can happen on Indian ship or foreign ship. Even foreign ship is included in this description, section 231, in respect of marine casualty. But eventually the event or sequence of event that we are talking about should be connected with the operations of the ship. So A is any ship, that means Indian ship or a foreign ship on or near Indian coast. If it is lost, abandoned, stranded or materially damaged, it would be considered as marine casualty. Paragraph B says that if the ship causes material damage to another ship or to the infrastructure, it would be considered as marine casualty. Paragraph C says that if a person is lost or presumed to be lost, say overboard, etc., so there is a loss of life, this would be considered as marine casualty. So all these statements which I gave, A, B and C, they apply to any ship on or near Indian coast. So they equally apply to a foreign ship also. Now paragraph D and E, they refer to the Indian ship in foreign country. That means the Indian ship is in some foreign port or it's out at sea. So any of the above stated things, for example, loss, abandonment, stranding, etc., that happens to, or material damage that happens to an Indian ship in foreign country, but in respect of that ship, some competent witness is available in India, then it will be considered as marine casualty under Indian Merchant Shipping Act 2025. The point to be noted here is if the witness is available in India. And if we look at the Casualty Investigation Code, apart from the flag state and the coastal state, there are many other states who can conduct investigation. So there is a concept of parallel investigation, substantially interested states when we talk about casualty investigation code. But here it specifically says that if the competent witness is available in India. Next, it says that if Indian ship is in foreign country or in high seas, etc., and the ship is lost or presumed lost. So when was the ship last seen? Is there any evidence available in respect of viewing that ship last? And if that evidence that is available is found in India, then it is marine casualty under Indian Merchant Shipping Act. Now, the earlier Merchant Shipping Act did not specifically talk about the environmental pollution, although it is the responsibility under Article 8 and 12 of Marpol Convention that, and India is party to the Marpol Convention. So it goes without saying that if there is any oil pollution, the report has to be made. But under shipping casualty, there was no direct description or direct stating of the marine pollution that happens is to be considered as shipping casualty. But here specifically they have added this subparagraph on environmental pollution. So whether it is environmental pollution or there is a potential threat to cause environmental pollution or severe marine pollution, in all these situations, it is the responsibility when it happens in Indian waters or Indian ship when it causes marine pollution anywhere in the world, it would be considered as marine casualty under Merchant Shipping Act 2025. Right? So whether it is coastal water or it is territorial water, etc. of India, then it is to be considered as marine casualty. Now next is the fire. Fire once again was not specifically stated in shipping casualty earlier, but now under the marine casualty, they have said that Indian vessel anywhere in the world, if there is explosion or fire that is caused, that would be considered as marine casualty under Merchant Shipping Act. Also, any vessel other than Indian vessel, that means a foreign vessel when it is in Indian water or coastal waters, and the fire or explosion takes place, that is to be considered as marine casualty under Merchant Shipping Act 2025. Now subsection 2 of section 231, it says that whenever the master, owner, the operator or the pilot, harbor master or the in charge of the ship, when he comes to know that there is a maritime casualty, they are supposed to inform the officer who is appointed by the central government in this respect. So this information sending is very important, and that officer, once he knows that this is what has happened, that officer will inform the central government and proceed to the ship for conducting preliminary inquiry. This is what has been stated. Like earlier Merchant Shipping Act, it talked about preliminary inquiry and then formal investigation, and formal investigation would be done directly in case the central government wants, or the central government, after conducting the preliminary inquiry, they will give the case to be handled by the judicial people, and that was called formal investigation, and this was covered under section 360 and section 361. But in new Merchant Shipping Act, it says that the central government will appoint a body. They have not specifically said what is that body, but naturally that body who's appointed probably, in my opinion, could be a technical body who's aware about the technicalities of the ship's operations. So they will appoint a body to do the assessment and do the investigation as required by the safety convention. As you know, SOLAS chapter 1 says that any casualty that happens under the subject of SOLAS, it is the responsibility of the administration to conduct the investigation. So investigation would be conducted to find out what is the causal factor, what were the circumstances which gave rise to this casualty, etc. And in the casualty investigation code, they have stated the 7 points which should be there as part of the casualty report. or the safety investigation report. So once the report is created by the body, that body that was appointed by the central government will hand over that report to the central government. Now central government will look at the report and the various aspects, the causal factors, like whether it is misconduct or it is incompetency or it is not following or not complying with the relevant rules or regulations or the law. Law is the proper word. Non-compliance of the law or breaking of the law. When a law is affected, the law of the flag is affected. That means law of the government is affected. Then in defying the law or breaking the law, the courts will take care of the situation. So here in this section, it says that if the cause is incompetency or misconduct, etc., which is technical, then the central government will take appropriate administrative action. So administrative action probably could be considered as cancellation, suspension of certificate or withdrawal of the certificate, etc. for this. And for doing this, in my opinion, the intervention of the court is not really required. But whereas any the law of the country, is which is applicable for the seafarer, if that law is broken, then probably central government will hand over the case to the appropriate judicial authority. They have set appropriate authority, who has got jurisdiction to handle this case. Right? So this is what has been stated here. The formal investigation term is not used in New Merchant Shipping Act, but this would be the investigation by the court.